fourth, Byron Daly on the Maranello for Prodigy Racing rounds the top 5. And we're going to go green. Here we are for main event number 2. KA Masters down to turn 1. Dusty Davis gets a good start, but Billy Workman with a good start as well. He'll drop into line in second. Third is Stone. Fourth is Daly. Daly looking for third already down the back straightaway as they head for turn 4 on the first lap.
Yeah, Daly trying to make a move there. But a much better start by Billy Workman than he has had all weekend long. Obviously, super close to Dusty Davis. Dusty Davis started on pole. And the big thing here for Billy Workman is to stay in drafting range to Dusty Davis. Billy Workman is not going to want. And Dusty Davis defending early here in this race. Billy Workman maybe can get a switchback done. Cannot. Like Dusty Davis knows how to drive this track, like you were saying, Xander. He was the GM here for quite a while, so he knows this track like the back of his hand.
Yeah, he knows not only what the track layout is like, but what the conditions do on a normal day. From the morning to the afternoon, he's raced it nearly every minute of the 24 hours there are to drive on this circuit. So if there's anyone that's going to know what the track is like right now and what to make adjustments to the car for during that lunch break before his main, it would be the driver, the number 7, that leads the way down the backstretch. But the field's still pretty close. At the end of the opening lap, Billy Workman Jr. following him down into the bowl. And behind him again, there is Stone, Daly, Ryan Kastner, who, of course, has had his share of bad luck as well. He's 6th there on the Prodigy Racing Maranello, ahead of Bonanno. And then end of that train, I believe, is Tim Meyer in the 433 red and white Ryan Ferry Motorsport Tony cart. Into the hairpin, they'll tighten up a little bit. Not a lot of defending, no passes made. The only gap is about a car length and a half from 2nd to 3rd as Martin Stone is feeling the pressure from Byron Daly coming out of turn number 9.
Yeah, like you were saying, Ryan Kastner crashed, had a little bit of an incident there at the end of the pre-final, but now Ryan Kastner has worked his way back up to P5 here, and Billy Workman now. Billy Workman still on the rear end of Dusty Davis here. Sorry about that. Dusty Davis still trying to pull away here. Martin Stone right behind him. Up next is Byron Daly, and Ryan Kastner trying to work his way up. But here at the moment, it seems like Xander Clements has caught up with some of our micro drivers. Down to you, Xander.
Let's talk to our main event winner, Parker Ives. Parker, what a year it's been for you, buddy. What a final lap there. Obviously, you've had a lot of battles on this racetrack, growing up here, training, racing the club races. Do you want to be in first on that final lap around?
Yeah, I knew it would be the right position to be in because, you know, if they pass you, but you're not you're like in the infield somewhere, you can maybe get them back, but...
Moving on from that, what a great season it has been for you. You've been in this position so many times. Coming into this main event, were you nervous at all? Because you've been here plenty of times. You've raced for the lead at this racetrack, on the national stage plenty of times. Was it just a lot of fun for you to be out there, or was it, oh man, I need to win this one?
It was just like, oh man, I just need to win this one.
Nonetheless, here, you did an awesome job, buddy. You've got so many supporters at home. You've already got $500. Now you got a big prize fund for winning the main event. You've won all the majors here for this weekend, and you go into the Summer Nationals, I'd imagine, in a couple weeks with some more confidence. Who would you like to thank that makes it all happen for you and gets you on the racetrack?
I would like to thank my mom, my dad, my mechanics, Rich and Shane, the whole RPM crew, and everybody who supports me.
Well, your budding career continues to go forward here. Now, are you going to be pressing Dad to get you up in Mini as soon as you can?
Yep.
All right, you heard it from Parker Ives. He's ready for the next challenge. But for now, though, he gets to celebrate our first main event winner from the IAME Grand National Championship. Congrats, Parker.
Thank you.
Back to you, Caleb.
Thank you, Xander. And on your screen here now, Billy Workman has lost a handful of spots here by to both of the Maranello drivers of Ryan Kastner and Byron Daly, and Martin Stone lose his RPM up in a P2 now. And at the moment, Dusty Davis is running away with it here, but Martin Stone trying to close down the gap to Dusty Davis, and right behind him, Byron Daly in that 4.66, and behind Byron Daly, his teammate in the Maranello of Ryan Kastner.
They'll climb the hill now here in KA100 Master as they head down the backstretch. And fastest lap of the race was last time by, not by the leader. John Bonanno is starting to roll as he closes up to Billy Workman Jr. for that 5th position, just a little bit out of frame. Here's the wide shot of what your lead pack looks like. Davis with about a 3-car length lead back to Stone. It's a Ryan Ferry Motorsport 1-2. They're 1 for 1 on main event so far. trying to get main event number 2 with 2 bullets in the gun between Dusty Davis and Martin Stone. For the Prodigy Racing Maranellos, it would be huge to get a win at their home racetrack with Byron Daly as well as Ryan Kastner. And there's still a lot of time left. The tires are just now getting to where they need to be for everyone in terms of peak pressures. With so many laps to go, it's still anyone's guess as to who can win it. For now, Dusty Davis continues to lead as the lap times were even through the lead pack that time by. The only driver quicker, Byron Daly in third, but he got a little bit of a toe off Martin Stone. I'd say it's about as evenly matched as it's been all weekend from the rest of the group up to Dusty Davis on this standard layout, because again, you're not seeing the gaps close down, you're not seeing them open up. It's just a matter of who makes a mistake and who doesn't as they come to the infield. Davis's lead, 3 car lengths, maybe down to 2 as they're starting to make a little bit of progress. Byron Daly, being a loyal pusher to Martin Stone, has now cut that gap down to about a car length and a half. Let's see if Mark can go. Look at the wide line for Dusty, though. How much wider he was. He was nearly a full car width wider through the center of turn 9, and it shot him out of a cannon coming up the hill to 11. It's pulled that gap back up to 2 car lengths. It'll come down a little bit in the toe, but that wider line hitting those phenomenal exits is keeping a nice cushion back from Dusty Davis to Martin Stone.
Yeah, of course. And if I was Martin Stone here, I'm going to recognize that Dusty Davis has been flying all weekend long, and I'm really going to stay behind him, try to learn from his line, try to mirror what Dusty Davis is doing out ahead. And like you were saying, Xander, back to your point that these guys have been absolutely stagnant. The gaps have not been moving. This is a really long race. We have 14 laps to go, and once they get tired, mistakes are going to start to happen. Naturally, they are going to get tired, and they may slip up here a little bit. And when that happens, the field may switch up here.
Well, not only that, of course, here, but in the smaller field, as long as you keep the leader within range, there's not the pressure to necessarily go to the lead. Because when you do, you're kind of, opening your guts and showing your hand, showing your line of where your strengths and weaknesses are. Dusty Davis is kind of riding blind right now, Caleb. He doesn't know if he's better or worse, or where on the racetrack he's better or worse than Mark Stone or Byron Daly. He can try and play it by ear. He can try and look back on every straightaway to judge the margins of where he may be a little better or worse than them, but they know what he doesn't. And if they just ride behind him and wait till the final few laps and then go by, he won't have enough time to make adjustments on the fly to his driving line to get back around them and learn from them of where they may have improved off of him. So that's the one good place to be in. At this point in the race, it's not bad if you're Martin Stone. In fact, it's probably the best place to be because you're learning off the leader, you're still within his toe, you look like you're as fast as him, and you've got Byron Daly right behind you, where if you do make a mistake, he's there to push you back forward.
Yeah, Byron Daly has been the fastest man at almost every single lap. He does hold the fastest lap here in this race here at the moment. But yeah, like you were saying, Martin Stone seems like he has been learning a lot from Dusty Davis, who is out ahead as that gap begins to close down bit by bit. Lap by lap, Martin Stone is just chipping away here at Dusty Davis. It's obviously going to take a lot, and Dusty Davis has been super consistent. Like you were saying, he has a lot of experience on this track, and Martin Stone seems to really to be learning as a, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Byron Daly getting there, the rear end of the 441 of Martin Stone here, Xander.
Yeah, he kind of misjudged it a little bit in 6. Byron Daly's been all over Martin Stone, shoving him forward, and that time just misjudged the margin a little and kind of got him sideways in the middle of turn 6. And it opened the gap up, but now a good exit out of 9 will keep him close. The other benefit, of course, Ryan Kastner continuing to learn and go faster. Billy Workman Jr. hit his best lap last time by. So did John Bonanno, and Kastner even going faster that time. So all the drivers, 4th, 5th, and 6th, getting a little better, staying in the wake of the leader, learning and trying to go faster. Down the backstretch, this will be a big gain for the 2 of them as they're hooked up. Look at the closing rate, down to a car length as they roll through the banked turn number 4. And now it's only a car and a half from Dusty Davis back to Martin Stone again. As we creep towards the halfway marker, it'll be crossed flags this time by. 11 down and 11 to go into turn number 8. Look how close they are for the top 4.
Yeah, Billy Workman coming right back up into play. We did see Billy Workman in the 2nd position of this race early on. It seems like he was passed early and moved his way all the way back down to P5 now, just trying to work his way back. John Bonanno behind Billy Workman as well. It seems like there's a little bit of a gap between Billy Workman and John Bonanno, but John Bonanno obviously trying to learn from the guys ahead, and this is the closest they've been all week long. Martin Stone is starting to chase down Dusty Davis, and Martin Stone giving the signal to Byron Daly in behind. Push me, let's work together, let's try to get right back up to Dusty Davis. Now you see Byron Daly, he realized that he knows Martin Stone is starting to catch up to Dusty Davis, and Byron Daly is okay to push here.
Now, I will say here in this one, that signal could have also gone forward to Dusty, who was looking backwards and knowing that there's a teammate, a red and white machine right behind him. As they head to the infield. When we get back to turn number 9 again, viewers, if you haven't seen already, take a look at how much wider Dusty Davis is doing this line in turn number 9. It's such a drastic change for Martin Stone. He's a full car with wider, rim riding the outside lane. That is a lot more difficult than it looks as the rubber gets laid down over the course of a weekend. He's basically almost straddling the outside edge of the rim line that gets laid down by the outside tire. If you cross over it, it's so hard to come back over. It's almost like a curve as the weekend continues to progress. And so it is a super hard line to master. And that's why I don't think you've seen these guys second, third, and fourth try to exactly follow him. I've raced this track plenty of times. It's almost a home track to me growing up in Atlanta, Georgia. That is one of the toughest turns to go through to do exactly what Dusty is doing. There's only a handful of drivers I know of that are phenomenal in that section. One of them is coming up in KA Senior, and that's Paulie Massimino, who is extremely well in that sector as well. But you'll watch it, no matter how much they gain, this is the place where Dusty Davis pulls that gap out every single time. He's nearly rim riding, nearly sideways when he enters the section, but every time he does it, he pulls another half car length up the hill to 11.
Yeah, Dusty Davis seems super confident through that turn there, and he does extend the gap little by little, which gives him the breathing room down the straights as Martin Stone now still tracking down Dusty Davis, but it seems like obviously, Dusty Davis's different line is making it much harder for Martin Stone, but Martin Stone in the draft is able to get up to the rear bumper of Dusty Davis. And now Martin Stone down the inside on Dusty Davis, and through goes Byron Daly as well. Cannot get it done, though. Dusty Davis backing up P2, and that is the first move that anybody has done on Dusty Davis all weekend long, Xander.
What a move. Martin Stone knew there may not be a lot more opportunities like that one, so he took full advantage and went by his teammate in the number 7. Martin Stone, the leader to turn 9. Davis, let's see, does he change his line through this section? Now he goes a little bit more narrow, staying right in the toe of Martin Stone, not able to go as deep into the corner, but he still got a great exit and was all over him in 11. And now, where Dusty Davis was riding blind earlier, he's getting a perfect opportunity to see where Martin Stone might be better, where he might be better as the field goes through 1 and climbs the hill to turn number 3.
Now it's 2 RPMs and 2 Maranellos fighting for the lead here in this race. Dusty Davis and Martin Stone in the Tony Kart RPMs, and Ryan Kasmer and Byron Daly both in the Maranellos. I wonder if there's going to be a little bit of teamwork going on here. We obviously did not see teamwork from Martin Stone as he was trying to get ahead of Dusty Davis, and now Dusty Davis behind Martin Stone. Martin Stone was able to get the move done in the turn number 4, and Dusty Davis now is going to see how he can improve here. Like you were saying, being in second could be the best here, as Dusty Davis can now learn a little bit from Martin Stone.
And still just, again, an early part of this section of the race. I mean, I say early, we're past the halfway mark, but there's plenty of time to go. We've unfortunately lost John Bonanno. You heard from him earlier this weekend, tuning on the go-kart himself. He made a few tuning mistakes, more than anything, just leaving bolts loose. Now, unfortunately, not enough speed to hang with the leaders as they continue to stay below the 52-second bracket in the high 51s. For John Bonanno that time by, it was a 52 flat. He lost another 10 to the leaders, and it looks like the man from the Northeast may be out of contention. Dusty Davis wants the lead back, though. He'll take it in turn 4. Byron Daly trying to follow, trying to muscle his way through, but he can't do it again. Couldn't follow the leader through. He's stuck still in 3rd.
And look who's back to play, Billy Workman Jr. Welcome back to the party. Now, Billy Workman Jr. on the rear end of Ryan Kasmer. Ryan Kasmer's going to size up and move on his teammate. Byron Daly goes out wide, and through goes Billy Workman Jr. Billy Workman Jr. now behind Ryan Kasmer. Ryan Kasmer up in P3. Billy Workman, P4. And Byron Daly all the way down to P5.
That right there, that little bit of hesitation through turn 4 to get his elbows out, cost Byron Daly a net of 2 spots as it allowed Ryan Kasmer to close up in the infield. Now the question is, how much muscle do you have to flex Ryan Kasmer? Up the hill to turn 3, he's closing back to Martin Stone. The gap's back up to a healthy 2 car length for Dusty Davis on the back straightaway again as they go to turn number 4 and through the bowl. Here we are for the top 4. Let's see if Daly can recover as well. I thought Byron Daly looked maybe as fast as Stone, if not a little quicker, but now he's got his work cut out for him. He's got to find some more speed as he trails by 2 car lengths for Billy Workman.
Yeah,
look at the infield. Here we go. Look at this. Sure.
Yeah, what a move there by Ryan Kasmer and Billy Workman Jr. side by side there with Martin Stone. And Martin Stone trying to size up the move on the number 2 Maranello, Ryan Kasmer, but did not get it done. There he goes again. Martin Stone, Ryan Kasmer up in a V2 here, and Martin Stone still on the rear end of that number 2 Maranello. Ryan Kasmer did not get it done. Byron Daly pinks the snow on the inside of Billy Workman, but cannot get it done here.
Well, that right there, that could cost them that one little mistake of Martin Stone. I don't think he tried to pass Kastner in the 9. I think he was just trying to defend from Billy Workman, but he ended up just barely nudging the back bumper of Kastner and getting him out of shape and moving him off the line. And it's given Dusty Davis the biggest lead we've seen all main event here with 5 laps to go. And a guy you will not expect mistakes from here on this racetrack is Dusty Davis. That gap last time by 7/10 to Ryan Kastner. Billy Workman trying for third. Stone holds the outside and shows in the door back to fourth. So no change. Kastner with a little separation, but to be honest, he doesn't need it. He needs Martin Stone to push him back up to Davis if they want any chance to try and challenge for this main event win. Dusty Davis headed for home down the front stretch. 4 laps to go for the number 7. Kastner leaning forward, trying to get everything. As again, Billy Workman tries to get one on Martin Stone, and he can't complete the pass, but he'll have a run on him down the backstretch. Watch this, Stone's too far back for the toe. Here comes Billy Workman Jr. looking low on Martin Stone again. Again, Stone slams the door shut. You can only do that so many times before the driver behind gets frustrated, Caleb, and they root you out of the way.
Yeah, of course. I mean, being there myself a couple of times, if I was a driver, I'd be pretty frustrated at times as well. And Billy Workman, honestly, you can see the desperation in his hands. He wants to get past Martin Stone here, as he does want to get into the podium places here. Billy Workman has to be patient with Martin Stone. He has to find the right move here, because if they get desperate, they're both going to be off the racetrack, and Byron Daly's going to go through.
Up the hill this time. It'll be 3 to go now. Byron Daly still looking on in 5th, just maybe not having the speed to run. Dusty Davis that time by another 10th added onto the gap. He continues to pull away. 9/10 of a second and growing back to Ryan Kastner, who's also got some separation. Workman again, big run. This time, he should be fully alongside. Turn 4, gives him the rip bumper a little bit. They're side by side coming out, and now he's clear. Stone back to 4th. Daly again can't find a hole. Stays in 5th. But Billy Workman to 3rd. His big mistake out of Ryan Kastner. He dropped a tire big time out of turn 6. That'll make him sideways in the hairpin. Stone back on Workman as well. It's all opening up behind the leader. Side by side for 3rd to the double right. Workman for the crossover. He gets it done. Nicely done, Billy Workman. Here comes Byron Daly as well on the inside of Stone. Not enough. Stone back in 11. Back on the inside of Billy Workman. And again, Workman will get a run down the front stretch to triumph.
What a couple of points. And there goes Billy Workman again on Martin Stone down the inside. Billy Workman, what a slide job by him, and Martin Stone to get it back. If not, Martin Stone now decides to be a little patient here behind Billy Workman. Is Martin Stone going to go for the move here? He is not. He's going to decide to be patient. But there goes Byron Daly on the inside of Martin Stone. Byron Daly up in a P4, but Martin Stone's coming back side by side. Martin Stone back up in a P4. Billy Workman holds on.
Oh, and Workman dropped a tire. Now he's going to be sliding sideways into the hairpin. Stone to the inside. He gets into Workman. Here comes Daly. Byron Daly all the way almost clear. Trying to get clear on the outside of turn 9. Workman's still there. They're going to bang tires for 3rd. Here comes John Bonanno. Like this time. Side. Filling on over Stone as they come down the front straightaway. This is a phenomenal battle behind the leaders. Bonanno now with the nose on Martin Stone. He gets into 5th. Daly to 4th. Workman to 3rd on the final lap. And then Workman defends in 3. That'll give Byron Daly a big run. Look how far down the line Kastner is. Into the hole. Final time. Not close enough. Meanwhile, all the way out in front, it has been all Dusty Davis. All weekend long. The Ryan Perry Motorsport Tony Kart has looked phenomenal. And it is returned to the scene in its Masters debut as they battle back for 3rd. Dusty Davis is headed home with another big-time main event win here at TrackHouse Motorplex. He always finds a way to turn up when it counts, and with 7 to go, he got a lead, and he never looked back. Dusty Davis wins the IAME Heavy main event here on Sunday. Behind him, look at the battle for 3rd. At the line, Billy Workman Jr. hangs on as Kastner in 2nd, 3rd to Workman, 4th to Daly.